Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 1 p.m. here in Crystal Lake, Illinois. That means it's time for another live stream. Today is Wednesday, May 24th, 2023. And I got to tell you what, I feel like I'm going a little bit loopy here because I can't get the background right. I keep nudging the camera. I spent like the last 2 minutes just kind of like nudging the camera back and forth. It feels like I feel like I'm crooked. I feel like I'm tilted. I'm not sure if is it a pitch or a yaw situation? You know what I mean? I can't tell. But we're going to try to make do with it anyway and get going because it's time for hanging out. I got a couple of packages today from Tracksmith, so we'll get those open. But first, let's say hi to everyone listening in the audio-only version in the podcast. Hope you guys are having a good run today. Weather for me today this morning was nice. Even though today overall is cooler of a day than yesterday, the temperature while running was pretty much the same. And I had an enjoyable run out there today. I was listening to the, I don't know what the name of the podcast is, but like Steve Magnus and I forget who's the other guy. They write a lot of books together, and then they write books on their own. Those two guys have a podcast, and I was listening to that one today, and I thought that was really good, and it kept my mind off the run. Although, not that I needed to keep anything my mind off of. I had beautiful weather, beautiful scenery, the sunrise is coming up. So overall, a really good run, and hope you're having a good one too. And for everyone that's watching this on YouTube later but not live, welcome to the #1 running podcast to listen to while you're thinking about the next thing from Tracksmith that you might want to buy. Is it the #1 though? I don't know. I feel like if you're watching a live stream and have it on in the background and it's about running and you're shopping for Tracksmith, then it probably is this one. I'm trying to think, which other one would it be that you could watch as a live stream? There's podcasts, but this is the #1. Did I say podcast though? I think I'm saying live stream. I don't know. It's pretty close either way. And there's no way to check the numbers as far as I know. So I'm just going to go ahead and declare it. All right. Let's see who we got in the chat here. Martha says, nice shirt. Yeah, this is the rabbit shirt that I wore the other day. I'm also wearing it with the shorts that it came with. Normally, I don't really like blue clothes. I don't know what it is. Like the older I get, the stronger of an opinion I have about it. I don't like things that are blue. It doesn't make any sense. I grew up like watching the Knicks and the Mets though, but I don't know what that means. But anyway, but this one I really like. And I especially like how it's like vented in the back. It's just nice and comfy and it's super soft. So yeah. Mike Arnold says he's definitely shopping for Tracksmith right now. So yeah. So even if you're in the chat, it might be the #1 running podcast to listen to while you're shopping for Tracksmith. And Travis Fournier says it's definitely your color. Is it? Oh, that'd be weird though. Can you imagine that though? Like what if like a person's color is a color that they don't like? Does that ever happen? Or is it usually like, oh yeah, that makes sense because I like it a lot. I don't know. All right. Tyler Johnson's got a midweek PR. He says, I ran my first half marathon after starting training in December 2022 and ran a 1:54. Congratulations. And he says he's so stoked. Awesome. Great work. And let's see what else we got here. Lalamy says, I visit the Tracksmith website regularly, but I never buy anything. Yeah, I'm going to say I don't go there that often. I go there, I mean, these days because of the way that I work, I go there to kind of check out what's new, you know? But I guess that's what everyone does. But I don't do a lot of shopping on the website personally, though, I guess. All right. I think we got another midweek PR here. Patrick Smith says, a new runner at 38, started in the Brooks Ghost and have been happy. Did my first half in 1:35.59. Oh, okay. So he's looking to explore now. See lots of love for the Novast 3 for daily trainer. Still feel that way? Absolutely. I feel like it's a fantastic shoe. And I feel like for people that have started out in the Ghost, it could be one of two things. One, it could be something that they really like the Ghost. There are people out there that genuinely love the Ghost and they prefer it. There are a lot of other people, though, who run in the Ghost because that's what they got recommended. And so like for those people, there might be other shoes out there that you like even more or a lot more. And I feel like the Novablast 3 would be my first place to look. The New Balance Rebel version 2 is also another great place to look. And so between those two, I feel like hopefully you can find something you really enjoy. All right. Vanessa Martinez says about the colors. Maybe I'm an autumn and not a winter color-wise. Is this an autumn color? This isn't a spring color? I mean, this is part of the summer collection, but I guess that doesn't mean anything. I don't know what kind of color I am. I would have assumed that I'm an autumn because I was born in the fall, I guess. Not that that means that much, but I always just thought that's kind of where I was. All right. Daniel Burton says, I bought the Axon 3 for $52 at Running Warehouse. They had the wrong price on the website. I should have bought two. Did they really have the wrong price on it? I don't really remember the Axon shoe. Is that like a super stability shoe? I don't remember that one. $52 though seems like the wrong price for pretty much any shoe that's on the Running Warehouse website. But here's another thing, shoe-wise. I was just looking at the Adidas website, and the Adizero SL is on sale again right now for $84. And it says specifically that it's not going to be eligible for any other like Memorial Day sales or anything like that. So like if you have been looking at the Adizero SL, now is a great time to buy it. That's the cheapest I've ever seen it. Last week it was $120. 3 weeks ago it was $94 or $88 or something like that. So $84, pretty incredible. Eric says, okay, the Axon is like their discount budget daily trainer, but it's a good one. Oh, Super Unjit had the first Axon and he liked it a lot. And they made it to version 3, huh? Elliot Endura says, I grabbed the Guide 16 for $70 on Running Warehouse. It's a big sale right now. Oh, that's interesting. Good job over there at Running Warehouse. I saw that they also just put out a video on the Magic Speed 3. Watch that. I didn't watch it today, but I saw that they posted it out today. Frank says about the Axon that a budget endorphin shift isn't exactly selling me the shoe. Yeah, I mean, the endorphin shift is not for me either. I know there's a lot of people that like it. I know that a lot of people really like the latest version as well. But I tried running in version 1. It was okay. They sent me version 2, and I just couldn't get myself to do it. I don't know. Bernard Alcohol says, I just picked up the Rebel 3 for $53 from Joe's New Balance. Can't wait to get some miles. What's Joe's New Balance? That's interesting. Amazing. And Asics and Cosmic Pineapple Michael says the Asics Hyperspeed 2 is like $65 on Running Warehouse. Decent value for a workout shoe. Interesting. You know what I like about the, you know what I think is amazing that the Hyperspeed is actually discounted? I'm surprised that like the Hyperspeeds haven't become expensive, because that's the shoe that like has been like the control shoe for a lot of the running economy studies. And well, I guess like there's the one guy, I forget what his name is. He got interviewed on Believe in the Run a while ago. But there was a guy, yeah, and so he uses the Hyperspeed as like a non-plated, just regular, I think it's just regular EVA foam type of shoe that you compare against how efficient are you of a runner compared to Alphafly, Vaporfly, Metaspeed, Adios Pro 3, that kind of thing. And because of that, I'm surprised that like it hasn't become the shoe that all other studies also want to use as their control. And like when you have a study, you need to buy a bunch of pairs. I guess there's not that many studies, so it wouldn't be like that many pairs. But like, how many Hyperspeeds are they making to be realistic anyway? So I'm surprised that that hasn't become more of a thing. David Frazier says, if the shift is not for you, what's the replacement you would recommend? From Saucony, I would go with the Triumph 20. That's the one that I would recommend instead. Yeah. Bernard Argall says, Joe's New Balance sells discount New Balance. They have a lot of great deals. That's amazing. I'm surprised that they could get away with the name Joe's New Balance. You know what I mean? From like a trademark perspective. Yeah, that's unusual. Because there's no place that's like NikeDiscount.com, you know. I'm sure that there is, but I'm guessing that probably not a reputable seller, but I don't know. Interesting. Man on Run says, I can confirm that the shift alternative will be the Triumph. He says, I just got the Triumph 19s and they have been a game changer. Nice. Bernard says Joe's New Balance. I'm pretty sure it's an official outlet. Okay, I'll have to take a look at that. I've never heard of it. Cosmic Pineapple Michael confirms it's the official online outlet for New Balance. Is someone from New Balance named Joe? I don't know very much about the brand. I'm guessing this is probably something that I should know from a shoe history perspective. Is like the founder named Joe? Dad and Alice bought from Joe's. And Stephen Long said it's affiliated. Okay. Sean Devlin goes, fun fact, New Balance was founded by Joseph New Balance. Calvin says it's Joe La Puma. Oh, man, you guys are funny. I was about to read that fun fact from Sean like it was an actual fact. And then, like, fortunately, I scanned ahead a little bit and saw that it was a joke. All right. James says, yo, what's going on? As a Canadian, I'm sorry about the fire smoke. It wasn't Canada cannabis smoke, I swear. Mile 0 was in the middle, visibility down to 0.5K. No danger though being out there. Rained for 36 hours, so things cleared up. Man, that's wild. All right, Super Jet says he's quoting some stuff from the Better Business Bureau about Joe's New Balance. But Brian Tambourine says Joe's New Balance is official. You can even use New Balance gift cards on it. Okay, that's cool. I'm going to have to check it out. I'll check it out for myself. See what happens. All right. For the fires, James says there's 10,000 square kilometers burned in 2 weeks. Is the math going to be the same on that? Can I just say that's 6,000 square miles? 2 weeks? It's like an unfathomable number. Man. All right, Eric's demanding the box. Box. All right, no boxes today, but we got 2 bags. All right, you guys want the big one first or the little one first? I think we should go with the little one first. I do remember, like, we just unboxed something from, see this table, it's like all crooked. We did unbox something from Tracksmith not that long ago. And then I do remember getting a follow-up saying like, hey, we got some other stuff we want to send you. And I was like, well, that was fast. Why can't they just send it all at once? But lately I've been preferring having like, just 1 or 2 things to unbox. And the winner is Tracksmith. Just kidding. It's just an invoice or the shipping thing. All right. Let's see what's in here. Whew, look at this color. Oh, these are like everyday shorts. Nice. Now I remember these. Yes. I need some like dad life shorts. These are just regular, kind of just shorts that you can wear. They do have a back pocket back here, and it is not zippered, but it's got like a little bit of a, kind of a little lip over it. Are these are green. These are very green, aren't they? I thought that they were going to be more of a tan. And then we've got just regular drop-in pockets, like one on each side. And then there's a little detail right up here. A little Tracksmith hair right there for a little bit of flair. Nice. These are not lined, so these are just going to be like your regular, like everyday, wear them anywhere kind of short. I'm very excited about these. All right, bigger bag. I don't remember what's in here. Vanessa Martinez says it's an autumn color. That's not a spring. It's like a green. It's a green. I really thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like the tan color. There's those. Are they John G pants that I love? The groundwork pant, but it's like a copper color. I thought that's what this was, at least from the website, because the colors never are descriptive of the colors. They're some sort of name, So I can't ever tell what they're going to be until I get them. All right, more paperwork. Ooh, this looks nice. These bags are impossible to get open. Look at this. It is a button-up. It's got a little Tracksmith tabby on the back. And it is a 3-button pullover. It's kind of like it's basically what your high school track coach wore on a rainy day at practice. It does have the Tracksmith logo in the lower right-hand corner. It's kind of like a windbreaker, but it's kind of not at the same time. It's almost like kind of like a jogger pant kind of material, but not nearly as like shiny. And so I feel like it is going to block the wind a little bit. Oh, I could use this like a couple weeks ago. We had that cold graduation that I went to for one of my nephews. This would have been perfect. But I think it's going to be nice. A nice little travel piece, you know. You could wear it around. In a pinch, you could wear it to run in if you didn't bring enough warm layers, you know. Or you could like go for a morning run in it, wear it around all day kind of thing. There is a little side pocket over here. So you need to put like, I'm guessing like a hotel key card kind of size things. Yeah. You probably wouldn't want to put a phone in there. Probably weigh it down too much. And then it's got nice little elastic on the sleeves to keep all the cold and rain out. Nice. Is this a dress shirt that you could wear as a throwaway layer? Yes. Would you want to throw it away? No. This is nice. So there we go from Tracksmith. Kuang is nice. It's in your favorite color, right? See, I love navy. I think that's navy. Navy doesn't bother me, and I don't feel like navy is a blue. But normally, like blues like this or shades of blue, I'm usually not drawn to those. I probably wouldn't pick them myself. But navy, I love navy, and I struggle with the fact that like navy doesn't go with black. You know. I know like you can mix it and match it if you're more confident in your color choices and fashion style than me, but I don't know how to do that. So, yeah, I don't know. Lisa wants to know if it's waterproof. I don't know if it's waterproof or not. I don't think anything in the packaging would tell me. Martha said that navy and black are too close. I feel like some navies and blacks are too close. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Eric is not loving the unboxing for it. He goes, my visa is safe. That's funny. Josiah K wants to know, is anyone doing the Tracksmith Twilight 5000 in Chicago? I'm a little intimidated to try it. I can't remember what days it is. I thought I looked at the calendar this year for him, and I thought that I was going to be out of town for those weeks. I'm not sure. But I would like to do it. Even though I'm not very much in 5,000 meter shape. Right now I'm just doing easy miles. And then every once in a while when a speed shoe comes across my desk that I have to review, then I might do a fartlek, but that's about it. Just easy miles. Relaxing. I just feel like a 5,000 meter would kick my butt, but it would be fun to do though. I would like to do it. Sean Devlin says that the shirt is very golf dad like. I could see that. I remember looking at some of the imagery that Tracksmith had, and I'm like, this looks like what you would wear like if you're an assistant coach. Although like an assistant coach probably is not going to be buying a lot of Tracksmith, but it just had very much like a track coach kind of vibes. I was going to get the shorts that I got. I was going to get them in the long version, and then it would have been a full outfit. Although I suppose I could wear these two together too on a chilly morning. On a chilly morning, if I'm about to get the boat out onto the water kind of day. I don't know what I don't know how to be nautical at all. But it has a kind of a nautical vibe to me. But yeah, well, I'm going to get a lot of use out of it, I feel like. All right. I think it might be time for running shoe Q&A. All right. JJ and Sienna says, any recommendations for my next pair of shoes? currently I have the Nova Blast 3 and the Cloud Surfer and love both. I think I'm a cushy type of guy and looking to step up my mileage. Okay, JJ and Sienna. I think it depends on what you're looking for next. Are you looking for something else to round out the rotation, or are you looking for another shoe that's like those other two shoes? Because if you're, let's say if you're looking, I mean, you can let me know in the comments down below or in the chat. I think that something that might work out well for you, if you like the Nova Blast 3 and the Cloud Surfer, the Nimbus 25, I think is going to be really nice, or the More version 4. Those are going to be bigger, heavier shoes though, and that might not be exactly what you're looking for. If you want something a little bit speedier, but still cushioned, I might take a look at the Rebel version 3. So that's another one that I think you might look at. All right. We got another running question from Eric. Eric wants to know, all right, I got to pick two. Nova Blast 3, Super Blast, and Nimbus 25. I would pick the Nova Blast 3 and the Nimbus 25 because those two are like very different shoes. And you could do probably 90% of your training in those two shoes, you know? And then, all right. Evan Reiger says, I need a new max cushion. I'm currently using the Mizuno Wave 26. And it feels a little heavier than I'd like. I would say if you want something that's going to kind of still feel like that, but a little bit more modern, a little bit more lightweight, a little bit more exciting, I would suggest, and this is not a shoe that I love, but I think if you're coming from the Mizuno, what is it, Wave Rider 26? I would suggest the Cumulus 25. I think that one's actually going to work out really well for you. Or maybe the Puma Velocity Nitro 2. Those are some that I would look at. All right, let's see. This is a good question. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to this. Maybe I could reach out to him and ask. Shannon wants to know, is Nicholas going to keep his sub 4 mile streak alive this year? I don't know why that crossed my mind. That's a really good question. It took him 2 tries to get it last year, right? Was that just a year ago? I was just thinking about that too the other day, Shannon. I don't know why. I forget why. It made sense, but I was listening to the Drop episode with David Kilgore. And he was saying that, like, you know, he was like a pro athlete who also kind of works at the company, and there's a couple other companies that are doing that, and then Nick Willis came to mind, and I was wondering if he was going to do that again. Because originally, I remember one year they were planning on doing his sub 4 attempt at like a midnight event. Did they do the midnight? I can't remember if they did the midnight event or not, but it was like a COVID thing where they couldn't. But it was going to be like a fundraiser. You could like buy a table in the middle of the track at the Armory, or you could sit in the stands. But either way, there was beer and hot dogs. You know, I think that's kind of what it was. But that was like a fun event that I really wanted to like go attend. And then it ended up having to be canceled, or something else happened to it where it wasn't like open to the public. All right, here's another shoe question. What's the closest shoe to the Endorphin Speed 2 with similar fit? I'd probably say the Endorphin Speed 1, but I don't think that's the answer to the question that you're looking for. Endorphin Speed 3 is another one that I might look at. Let's see. What else would I like kind of in that vein? That's a tough one. Because I just haven't run in the Endorphin Speed 2 in such a long time. I did an FKT in that shoe in 2020 or 2021, 2020. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good one. But I would say other than Endorphin Speed 3, the with similar fit is like the question that's really getting to me, because I'm just having a hard time remembering it. But I'm going to assume it fits like the Endorphin Speed 3. I might say, I want to say Nimbus Light 3 comes to mind, but I don't think that's quite it. I don't think the Cumulus is it. Is the Mach 5 it? Maybe the Mach 5? Yeah, I don't know. The Mach 5 fit pretty different. It wasn't more snug though. But that's a good one. I'll have to think about that one a little bit more. I'm trying to think. I'm like trying to peek at this wall here to get some inspiration as well. Yeah. I don't know that the Nova Blast 3 is necessarily it, because it's not very close. It's a very different kind of shoe. Not horribly different, but different. I wonder if there's any answers in the chat here. Yeah, Shannon says maybe Mach 5 as well. So maybe that's it. And Eric's got a question. He says, what current or future trail shoe are you excited about or willing to try? I'm pretty much good on running on trail shoes for the year, I think. I reviewed a bunch of them, and I don't know how many more I got left in me for the year, to be honest. I know I got the Pulsar Trail Pro up there behind me somewhere. Pulsar Trail something 2. I don't know. Trying to think. I feel like I've hit all of the big ones that I want to look at. Oh, you know what I am looking? I think it's just for me. I don't think it's because it's going to be very revolutionary. I think it's probably pretty similar to last year's version. But New Balance sent me a pair of the Hero version 7. And that's just a shoe I've been meaning to try for years and never got around to it. And so this year, I think I'll finally be able to get around to it. I'm excited about that. And I haven't seen anything from Adidas Terrex this year. I do remember seeing a bunch of stuff about that. What was it? The Adidas Terrex Ultra Graphic or a Graphic Ultra. That shoe, I really enjoyed that one. It was light strike and boost. But the upper was super stiff. And then I remember talking to them about it at TRE, and they were like, yeah, we definitely made that one too stiff. We loosened it up, but still are wanting to keep that like very structured upper type of feel to it. So people are going to like it more. So that's the case. And that could be one of my favorite trail shoes of the year. So I guess I still haven't heard much from Adidas Terrex this year, and finally getting a chance to run in the Hero, something else I'm looking forward to. But I think right now, my like pleasantest surprise is this one, the Glide Max. I still have a hard time with it if it's Max Glide. I think it's Glide Max, not Max Glide. The Glide Max Trail. I really like that one. It's like, I know people are probably like looking at it as like the baby Solomon or like the not really a trail shoe from Solomon, but it's like as much trail shoe as I need for a lot of stuff. And I just like running in it. It fits really good. And it has good road manners too. Frank says, I'd like to see reviews of the boot manufacturer trail shoes like Scarpa and La Sportiva. I don't know. I'm definitely not going to do those because I just don't, unless I were to travel somewhere really far to be able to do that. But even then, like maybe, but I would need to spend like 4 or 5 days somewhere where I could just get in somewhere with a lot of scree and maybe some snowpack and mud and all sorts of stuff like that. And I would probably need a guide, someone that can make sure I don't get lost or hurt myself in those kinds of trails to be able to review those. Because I don't think reviewing those out here where I live makes any sense. And so, yeah. So that I maybe one day, but right now I'm not the right person for that review. All right. Tales of Milito says, fun fact. I'm not gonna read ahead. I'm just gonna read this out, and we'll discover what it says together. Fun fact: I've been working out and gaining weight from muscle building. I'm too heavy for the Rebel version 3. Now it's hurting my calves because I'm deforming them when I land. Any suggestions for a replacement? I would say the Super Comp Trainer. I didn't know because like earlier Eric had I think was it Eric did fun fact, and then it turned out to be a joke. So I don't know if that was starting out as a joke or what. But anyway, Tales of Mileto, I would say Super Comp Trainer is the one. If you like that Rebel version 3 feel, but you need more underneath it, then I would say go with the Super Comp Trainer. What Matters to Matt said, I want to spend more time on trails, but roads just seem so much more accessible where I am at. Yeah, I mean, I do find myself wishing that there were more trails that I can run on. I think that there are, but it takes more of an effort. I've got like 3 or 4 routes around me that I can run for the vast majority of my mileage, and they're closer. And so that's always the hard thing. For me, it's more of like I have to try to get to trails, And Shannon said, "Did anyone watch Relay's site stories when Co took over? It was fun to see the shoe wall. Didn't realize the basement was unfinished." Yeah, thanks Shannon for watching that. I had fun taking over the Relay Instagram stories for the day, but I kind of wish so. I did it like kind of real time, but some of it was like photos in the moment, and some of it was like I took a couple of shots of stuff and then did a very short voiceover of things, and it made for a lot of work during the day. So I wish I'd kind of like filmed the day before, um, and then just like uploaded it at like the relevant times. And then it really wouldn't have been like a today. Usually like it when you do an IG takeover, you shouldn't do pre-packaged stuff, but I feel like that would have been made my day a little bit easier. Because then yesterday got pretty busy with like doing stories, which I normally don't like to spend too much time on stories. But it was a lot of fun to do that because there was a lot of different stuff. I complained about lawn mowing. Um, and then, yeah. And then I did do a studio tour, which I haven't done before. And this basement is unfinished. And I was just realizing, because one of the things I was talking like basically a couple feet over that way to the GoPro. And in the GoPro footage, I could hear it. Like there's like rafters that are like untreated up here. And I think sound is just bouncing around up there and creating weird echoes. So I'm like, oh. And now it's standing versus sitting. So I was closer to it and speaking kind of at a different volume than I'm talking now. But I'm like, oh, I should probably do something about that. But I don't know. I'm so bad at the audio part. All right. Brian says, he's another running question from earlier. What are those teal green shoes to your lower left? These ones? Is this the one? These are not really shoes. These are ones that you've probably seen an ad for. I think this is what he's talking about. These are the ones you've seen an ad for on like Instagram or whatever. And it's usually from like Alibaba or something like that. And it'd be like, can you believe it? These shoes are $4.93. I think I paid a little bit more than that. I bought these on Amazon. Yeah, they're really heavy. They're super uncomfortable. And I don't recommend them at all. There's no foam in this. It's just this plastic stuff. So you're just running on plastic. And it doesn't really deform all that well. Not in the areas where you need it to. So it's just, I just have it because it's a fun reminder of that weird video that I made that one time. What was the name of that video? I bought shoes on Amazon. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I don't know. Lee Chad said, dude, what size Crocs do you wear? I swear I saw you wanted the Salahi Crocs. I don't know what size I wear in Crocs. I did place a bid on some Crocs on StockX this morning in a size 9. So hopefully it'll work. I don't know. It wasn't that expensive. Like I could have bought it for $95, but for some reason or $90, I think. No, I think it was 95. But for some reason I thought I'd put in a bid for 85. I should have just bought them for 95 and gotten it over with. Because I picked a color that was cheaper. Some of them are like selling for 400. This one is selling for like 100. So like I feel like hopefully I'll be able to get them. I think I'm gonna really like them. Do we know? Does someone own Crocs? Like who owns like the company? Like Vans is owned by the same company that owns North Face, I think, and Saucony, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Like so, who owns Crocs? Is Crocs its own thing? Like UFOS is its own thing, or is it a subsidiary of something else? Calvin Hong thinks that the 9 will be too big. All right, should I get an 8? The only options were full sizes though. 8 feels like it might be too small. But I guess I never had a Croc, but I'm not planning on running in it. So I don't know. All right. We got some running questions. Rafael Bejarano says, any advice for Tunnel Marathon? I'm running it in a couple of weeks. 1, have fun. It's a really fun race. 2 is bring a headlamp because there's that dark part in the middle. Now, if your headlamp doesn't work right or you don't like running with a headlamp, it's kind of okay because other people will have headlamps and they drop glow sticks throughout the tunnel. So it's not completely pitch black. But that's one thing that you want to be aware of. And then right after the tunnel, there's like a pickup truck or that there was the time I ran it. It's been several years now, where you could just like toss it in there, and then that pickup truck will be at the finish, and you can pick up your headlamp. The other thing to keep in mind is that it's not going to have as many aid stations as a road marathon. There's maybe like a fourth of the, no, maybe like a fifth or a sixth. I want to say there was like 5 or 6 aid stations at this marathon. So just keep that in mind if you're going to be relying on aid station hydration for your fueling. All right. Eric says, I have a half marathon this weekend, but need 20 miles for the day. Any tips how to distribute the other 6.9 miles? I think it depends on what you want to do after the half marathon or what your goals are for the half marathon. When I wanted to get an extra miles on the weekend of the Miami half marathon, I ran from the hotel to the race, and that was like 4.5, 5 miles, but it also made the race a lot harder. Even though I was starting out and I was just jogging, easy pace, going really nice and simple for the morning, it just took a lot out of me. Not that I was like trying to PR at the half marathon or anything, but it was kind of tough. Those are kind of like the drawbacks. The drawbacks of doing it the other way is that if you race first and then still have to run 6.9 miles later, for me, after I race, I don't feel like running anymore. Like every time I race with Believe in the Run, not marathons, but any other race that I do with them, they're always like, all right, you ready to go for a cool down? And I'm like, why? What are you going to cool down for? It's not like you got to get ready. It's not like this was semis and you got to get ready for finals. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not running heats. This was the race. It's beer time. That's kind of how I feel about it. But like just mentally after a race, I do not want to run. And so that's hard. That would be hard for me if I had to add another 6.9 on afterwards. Travis Fernie says, have you tried out those cane recovery shoes? I have not. And I don't think I'm not super interested in those. One, I think they look weird. Not that the Soleil Bembry Crocs don't look weird, but they look kind of weird. And I got plenty. I got the Asics Active Breeze. I got the new Hoka Aura slides. I've got my Crocs slides. I'm good on slides. I don't need the recovery shoes. I mean, I guess you can wear them like summertime wise, but like that's why I want to get the Crocs. I'd rather have the Crocs than the cane recovery shoes, I guess is what I'm saying. I just think I would look goofy, for some reason. I don't know. One HP wants to know who owns Cane Recovery, and Adam is letting us know that Crocs is its own company. Okay, that's interesting. I'm surprised. For some reason, I'm surprised by that. Interesting. And Vanessa Martinez says Crocs is an American-owned Colorado company. Nice. CV76 says, if you arrive fashionably late in Crocs, you're just late. Oh, that's funny. All right. But someone said, oh, look at this. I didn't know this. Where'd it go? Frank says that Crocs is its own company and has actually bought a few sub companies. What company is that? What did they sell? I feel like, you know what they should have bought? Crocs should have bought sneaker balls. Because then you remember those? We've talked about them on the live stream before. They're little air fresheners that look like little mini Death Stars. And you can open it or close it to get more or less freshness. And you toss them in your shoes. But like, can you imagine the packaging? Could be sneaker balls, a Crocs brand, or like a Crocs company. I think that'd be pretty fun. Or balls for your Crocs. I just feel like there's a lot of ways that could go. That's what I would do if I were Crocs. Zach Abley says, how far in advance would you book hotels for Boston Marathon? I'm not a good person to ask that because I always book super, super late. I didn't book my hotel for Boston Marathon until like 2 months out, one month out. And I felt like I stayed at the Intercontinental. And at that point, the Intercontinental was the same price as pretty much every other hotel in the area. to give you a sense of like how much prices go up as you get that close. So like if you're once you get in, book your once you know you're going, book your hotel. Like I guess I should probably just book because I know I'm not going to run. I don't think I'm going to run it next year. So far I haven't got any nasty emails, but I'm just don't think I'm going to run it next year. But I'm definitely going to be there. So I should probably just book a hotel, you know? Yeah, CB76. So as far as beer goes, beer is a cool down. For me, yeah. Around the World says it's beer time. That's what I think. It's hard when like sometimes the races are like at 9, like you're done at like 9:30 or 10 o'clock in the morning. Like if you're on a 10K, you know what I mean? I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So like that's always been kind of weird. What matters to Matt says, did I say Ben Johnson's did not even warm up before a marathon? I thought I remembered that from a race you did from Grandma's. He may warm up, but when he's trying to PR, but when he wants to run when he wants to pace someone to a 3 hour marathon, which is like 20 minutes, more than 20 minutes off his PR pace, he just walks up to the starting line and goes. I think I asked him if he warms up at all, and I think he said no. And I've been, I don't know if you guys have seen it. After, oh no, it was lately he just did a VO2 max test for a little while ago, and he just put something out like in a what is it called when there's two people on the Instagram post? Is it a collaborator? He's a collaboration with the lab that did the test. They're putting it out and explaining. A VO2 max test tells you how efficient a runner is, and Ben Johnson's efficiency is very, very high. And I was like, the internet did not need a lab test to tell us that Ben Johnson is a very efficient runner. I'm sure he's like, I don't know if he's off the chart, but I'm sure he's really, really high. All right, let's do one or two more, and then we got to get going today. The kids are home early from school. They had a half day, so they want to go to Chuck E. Cheese today. So we're going to go. Yeah, DJ Advantage says he walked up and ran a 3 hour marathon pace with no warm up. What a savage. He's wild. Oh, Frank says Crocs owns Ocean Minded and Hey Dude, which are both like water booty makers, I think. Hey Dude, they make those like really fat, wide, like puffy, like boat shoes, like those deck shoes, topsiders. Isn't that what they're called? I think that's what Hey Dudes are. Very pop. If that's what I'm thinking, they're very popular in Dubuque County, Iowa. I feel like all the kids wear them in the summer, or they did last summer. I don't know about now, but they were very popular out there. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe. Daniel Burton says he cools down so he doesn't get an injury. Yeah, I know it's good. I just don't want to. I never want to. Leona says, we stayed at the Intercontinental too. It's a nice hotel location. I didn't know you stayed there too, Leona. But yeah, I like that one. It was a long walk after the race, let me tell you. I was freezing cold. But like it was nice because I wouldn't have minded if it was a little closer because I had to keep going back and forth from my hotel back to like Newbury Street a bunch. But it was nice to be like, that hotel was like far away from stuff. It didn't feel like the Boston Marathon at that hotel, but it was still walkable. That was good. All right. Where is it? Martha says, what does the E stand for in Chuck E. Cheese? Edmund, Edward, Albert? I don't know. I think it's just Chucky. Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, we can end with this one for tomorrow. Who's the guest for tomorrow? Could you please? Tomorrow's guest around I don't know all the other acronyms, and I apologize for that. Asian American Heritage Month. I know there's other letters, and I forget. I'm sorry about that. But to round out the month, we're going to bring in Matt Choi. So I had a conversation with Jackie Cho last week, and he mentioned that like he has been enjoying watching me and Matt Choi in the space, and he thinks it's just such a small irony that it's two Korean dudes. So I was like, you know what, we definitely got to bring in Matt. I've interviewed him a long time ago. Lost the interview to technical difficulties, so we'll try to rehash a little bit. But a lot's passed. A lot of things have happened since then, so there's a lot of new stuff to kind of talk about. So we'll have him on for tomorrow, and it's a good place to end it for now. We'll have him on tomorrow. Live stream gonna be same time as today, 1 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully, I'll see you then. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.